Hello, my dear students. Let's start learning English. You will need Prepare 6 Students Book and Workbook. Let's start. Open your students' books on pages 22 and 23. The topic is Paralympic Games and the Ukrainian Paralympic champions. We'll speak about Paralympic sports. So, let's start. Let's do exercise number 1. Before reading the text, let's discuss the questions. 1. What's the difference between Olympic and Paralympic Games? Do you know this? Number 2. Did you watch the Winter Paralympic Games 2022? Where was it held? 3. How many medals did the Ukrainian team win? And what's its place in the medal table? If you don't know, find the information in the internet. It's very interesting. Now let's do exercise number 2. Let's read and listen to the text in boxes from 1 to 6 and then match them to the sports in the photos. Write SV sitting volleyball or WR wheelchair rugby. So, let's start.
Paralympic sports.
The Paralympic Games take place every 2 years. There are Winter Games and Summer Games. Athletes with physical disabilities from different countries compete for gold, silver and bronze medals. The Paralympic Games have a lot of different competitions for a lot of different sports. There are 22 sports in the Summer Games and 5 sports in the Winter Games. Here's a description of 2 popular sports played in the Paralympic Games.
1. Wheelchair rugby.
You play this sport on an indoor court. Players are in wheelchairs. They need a ball. They pass the ball from one person to another.
2. Sitting volleyball.
You play this sport on a court inside. Players sit on the floor. They need a net and a ball. Teams need to hit the ball over the net in 3 turns using their arms.
3. Sitting volleyball.
Each team has 6 players on the court. Each team is on a different side of the net.
4. Wheelchair rugby.
There are 12 players on a team, but there are only 4 players on the court for each team at one time. For a goal, the team carries the ball over the opposite team's line and 2 wheels need to cross the line.
5. Sitting volleyball.
The net is lower than in the Olympic version. In the Olympic version, the players stand.
6. Wheelchair rugby.
The indoor court is smaller than in the game played outside. It is the same size as a basketball court. The goal lines are at the far ends of the court.
Now let's write sitting volleyball or wheelchair rugby. Number 1. Wheelchair rugby. Number 2. Sitting volleyball. Number 3. Sitting volleyball. Number 4, wheelchair rugby. Number 5, sitting volleyball. Number 6, wheelchair rugby. Okay, very good. Now, think and answer the question. Which sport do you like best, sitting volleyball or wheelchair rugby, and why? Let's find out very interesting information about the Paralympic Games. The International Paralympic Committee website www.paralympic.org tells us these facts. First official Paralympic Games, 1960. They were held in Rome, Italy, and there was a special opening and closing ceremony. Number of sports, around 25. Celebrated every 2 years. There are summer games and winter games. Let's do exercise number 3. Read the text again and complete the table. Where do you play sitting volleyball? Indoor court. And what about wheelchair rugby? Indoor court. What do they need? In sitting volleyball, they need a ball and a net, and in wheelchair rugby, they need wheelchairs and a ball. How many players are there in a team in sitting volleyball? There are 6 players, and in wheelchair rugby, there are 12 players in a team. How many players from each team are on the court? In sitting volleyball, there are 6 players, and in wheelchair rugby, there are 4 players. Let's do exercise number 4. Find the words highlighted in the text and choose the correct meanings, A or B. 1. Medal. It's a prize in a sports competition. 2. Wheelchair. It's something people use when they can't walk. 3. Court. It's an indoor or outdoor area for games. 4. Player is a person playing a game or sport. 5. Goal line. It's a line you pass to get points. Let's do exercises 5 and 6. But first we need to listen to an interview with Martha Dirksen about a Paralympic sport. So let's start.
Welcome back to our show, Young Athletes. Today we are talking to 11-year-old Martha Dirksen. How are you, Martha?
I'm fine, thanks. It's nice to be here.
So, Martha, you love playing tennis, right?
I do. I practice almost every day. There's a court near my school.
Martha is a special tennis player. Martha plays wheelchair tennis, and she dreams of being in the Paralympic Games one day. Isn't that right, Martha?
Yes, that's right.
Is it difficult to play wheelchair tennis?
Well, I'm used to it, but yes, it is difficult sometimes.
To play wheelchair tennis, players need to move their wheelchairs quickly on the court and hit the ball too.
You do make it sound difficult.
Do you have any sports heroes, Martha?
Yes, I think David Wagner is amazing. He has lots of medals.
True. David Wagner is from the United States, and he is one of the best wheelchair tennis players in the world.
He is. He's a really strong player. He gets up early every day to play tennis.
How about you? Do you get up early every day to play tennis?
Well, I get up at 6:30 to get ready for school. I have breakfast at 8 o'clock and then I take the bus to school. After school, I have tennis practice on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I usually get home at about 5 o'clock.
Wow, I get tired just listening to your day. What do you do at weekends?
Not much. I have competitions at the weekend.
Well, let's hope we see you in the Paralympic Games one day.
I hope so.
That's all the time we have today. Many thanks for joining us, Martha, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Now let's answer the question in exercise number 5. What sport does she do? She does wheelchair tennis. Let's do exercise number 6. If you need, listen again and then answer the questions. Number 1. How old is Martha? She is 11. 2. Where is the court? It's near her school. 3. What does she want to be in one day? She wants to be in the Paralympic Games. 4. What has her sports hero got? He has a lot of medals. 5. Where is David Wagner from? He's from the United States. 6. Does Martha play tennis on Tuesdays? No, she doesn't. 7. Does Martha rest at weekends? No, she has competitions. Let's do the project work. It will be a homework. Imagine you work for a radio station. Write the interview questions to ask a Ukrainian Paralympic athlete. Find out their name, what sport they do, how many medals they have, how to succeed in this sport. Think and write 3 questions you can ask the athlete. Find information on a Paralympic athlete and answer the questions. And then you will be able to tell the class what you found out. Good luck! That's all for today. The lesson is over. Your homework is to do the project on page 23 in your students' books. Thank you very much and goodbye.